This is a cosplay discussion on the dynamics between solo cosplay versus group cosplay, and different resources that are available to you guys as solo cosplayers that you may or may not know about, and things that are available to you as a group, discounts, things that you get from different things like that, and just how much fun and camaraderie it all is. I think the one thing that everybody in this room can agree on is that we're all a bunch of nerds and we all like to dress up like weirdos, so we're all already a group. And it's a lot of fun, but sometimes you can do it with everything else. You've seen a lot of guys running around here today that look kind of like me and stuff. There's a better. We have a tape. Did you say you look better than me? You're fired. Come on, Ken. Join us. He's one of our brand new guys, so we're gonna make him come sit with us. He can look pretty, and we can show off his gear and stuff like that, and talk about, you know, he can tell you guys why he joined us. It took me like a year to get hold of him.
He kept harassing me.
You call it harassment. I call it pestering. I don't know which one sounds better.
Hey, you don't have to force me. I already sat there and told you I joined.
So, cosplay. It's fun. It's often obnoxious. It sometimes turns into rush jobs with what we're working on, and that can often be eliminated by joining a group. This is, you know, not really a sales pitch. Hey, come join us. But if you'd like to, you're more than welcome to. We have cards and information in our booth. We talk about it. Group cosplay can often be a lot of fun. It can be anything from, okay, I've got 5 of my friends that really, really like X anime or X movie, or hey, oh my god, we've got a big muscle-bound guy that hangs out with us. He should totally be Drax and we should be Guardians of the Galaxy. It happens. I went and saw Magnificent 7 recently, and I'm trying to convince half of my black friends now to be Denzel Washington. Because I really want to be Chris. So far, they've all told me that. It can be anything from just you and your friends to joining actual official organizations out there. There's organizations out there like the 501st that do a lot of good for charity and do great things with that. And there's groups out there that are like us, which are trying to do a lot of good for charity, and we dress up and act really stupid and have a good time, and you know, most of the time just chase each other around. And sometimes at parties I get duct taped to trees. But those are things you can expect from being in a group. It's a lot of fun. But we often get different discounts and things that come from different sites, websites people have used, people have utilized. We were teamed up with a tactical provider for a while that was kind of outfitting us with a lot of stuff. Get huge discounts, and those are things that can go into different costumes. I think I probably have like 11 different versions of this costume because it was all cheap, and it was a really, really easy excuse for me to give my buddy my credit card. And so now I have a bunch of stuff that I very rarely wear. It's fun. Give me troubles. Solo cosplay is often fun and sometimes can be unrecognizable. And I say that only because, you know, if I was sitting up here alone right now, you'd be like, oh, look at the cool tactical guy. And now that I'm up here with 2 other guys, it looks a little more intimidating and it's a little bit cooler. A stormtrooper looks cool, but it's a stormtrooper. 2 stormtroopers and Darth Vader, well, that's an imposing force that looks really, really awesome when you walk into anywhere. There's tons of groups around Jacksonville. There's the North Florida Jedi Knights, and they do a lot of choreography and work. They do lightsaber practices, all kinds of stuff. They're great friends of ours. We love hanging out with them. There's the 501st, the Rebel Legion, the Mando Mercs. Each one of them has a specific thing. You can find a group for just about anything you're into. And if you can't, don't ever ask me the question on how to start one, because this just kind of happened on accident. It's a very organic thing, and I couldn't give you a step-by-step on how to do it at all. But you can always try starting your own. And it takes finding a few like-minded friends that are interested in the same thing that you're into, and putting it together, and getting together, and working together, and developing a sense of community. Part of the reason I personally enjoy doing groups is it's like a family. It's very close-knit. Even when I do get duct taped to a tree, it's still very much like a family. It's a lot of friends. Put your hand out, Max. he was very excited about that. Even though you do get. I did this yesterday, and my mom called in the middle of a panel. That makes me sound really cool. My mom called me at a panel. But we had it's very much a sense of family. It's your own best friends. You're taking them into it with you. You can find a lot of people that otherwise feel displaced or don't fit into other things. And a lot of times for people like us, geeks, or stuff like that, it's just starting. We've just started to defeat the stigma that we're social misfits and things like that. We're actually starting to get cool. But even still, it gets a little difficult sometimes. And you get into a group and you feel good because there's people that want to talk about the stuff that you want to talk about. There's people that want to come dress up like you. There's people that want to help, that want to commit, that want to do stuff. So it's a lot of fun to do that. I've had some pretty high compliments that have been given to me. A friend of mine from Lake City is ex-military, and he told me one day, "I'm really glad that I found you," because he was just done, he said, and told me I saved his life. I was really, really happy about that. So he hangs out with us all the time. We talk on a regular basis. He's got 2 great kids. They come over and play with us and dress up as zombies, and we chase them around. And it's a blast. So it can be a very beneficial thing to be a part of a group. It can be very much a safety net. It can be very much drinking buddies. It can be anything. I mean, we get into all kinds of trouble when we're off duty and we go hang out and have fun at each other's houses and party and stuff like that. Jay, what do you like most about being in a group?
I mean, all that too, but the other benefit on the cosplay side is you have more people to bounce ideas around. If you're more into it, if you're not so much of a crafter, we've got guys in our group that have to buy all their stuff because they can't craft, but then they get with those of us that can, and I mean, yeah, and then it just explodes. If you guys got a chance to see our guy Fred yesterday, he's probably one of the most amazing fabricators I've ever seen.
Yes.
And he joined our group, and just everything just got exponentially better.
He kind of like completely came over and took over our group and revamped everything. Before Fred, I was the captain and the founder and had a little bit of everything, and I was running around and I was herding cats and it was driving me nuts, and I was pulling out hair. My hair's gone, like, it's grayer than it used to be. But it was crazy for me. And Fred came in and he's like, "Have you ever thought about putting a board in place and going for the direction of things like this?" And I said, "I've thought about it plenty of times, but I've never seen anybody in the organization actually want to take the initiative to do it." And he got some feedback from everybody else in the group, and some people that have been with me for 4, 5, 6 years that have been doing this with us. They really decided, yeah, we do want to do this, and it's the best thing I ever did. Because now I've got the actual founder. I just sit back, have a good time at con, and then I let him yell at people. He's our chairman of our board, and it's a pretty good group up here. Because Ken's probably one of our newest guys. I started it, and you're the chair, so it's kind of a full spectrum of everybody that's been here forever. And you stick that back in your face right now, young lady. Okay. We get the full spectrum up here. But Fred is an amazing fabricator. He builds great stuff. There's some guys in our group that don't really build a lot, and then they go to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll teach you, I'll help you, I'll make it for you if I have to," kind of guy. And it's helpful. It's great to have these things at your disposal. There's so many people to bounce ideas off of.
Well, I mean, and then to touch a little bit on the philanthropic side, every one of us has something that affects our lives. Cancer, bullying, food allergies. You guys have been by our table. We're doing the teal pumpkin. It gives you a chance to kind of get back to your community, and you have a lot more fun doing it.
Cosplay is a blast.
You can go out and do a marathon, but why not dress up and have fun with all your friends and raise money for it?
Yeah, it's like cosplay for a cause. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. Ken, what do you like about being in a group? Did I do that slow enough and annoyingly enough that it was...
I think everybody on YouTube is going to be annoyed.
too new to really
Hey,
say.
man, it's good enough answer as long as you're honest about it. And,
Yeah. I mean, it is fun to have other guys around dressed up with you, so you can go as a big group and everybody just kind of stop and step back.
For those of you that have slightly bigger ego, the photo ops are a lot better.
that's me. I have a huge ego.
You know, we get stopped constantly because of our costumes and everything else. We get stopped for photo ops. On the other side, it's great to be part of a community where, like, Tom of Wasabi calls us and says, hey, you know, we're booking. We want you guys.
Yeah.
How many free passes do you guys need? How many discounted passes do you guys need?
How many guys? What are you providing here to give us?
That's the best part, free passes.
And not every group gets that. That depends on who you're with and what you're doing. And again, and free passes are cool, but you got to put in work. You really have to be a person who's at the convention and showing up and showing out and showing your gear and doing the important things that really get you noticed, and you've got to take pride in it.
Yeah, because we realize we run like vendors. I mean, we're here loading in when the vendors are here.
Yeah, we're exhibitors.
Loading out when the vendors are loading out. I mean, we put in full days too. But it's still in a community, in an area where we really enjoy it.
We piled 10 of us into a car and drove down to Fort Lauderdale for a startup convention called Shot Pop Comic-Con. It was an absolute disaster for everybody except us. We actually made some great contacts and had some great times. You know, we got they provided us hotel rooms. They gave us all kinds of space. We got to hang out with like the celebrities. This convention was so big that like the celebrities that were there just they were bored at their tables, so they were walking around. And as they're walking around, they're just coming and hanging out at our table the whole time because they're looking at all the cool stuff we have. It is fun to have that ability to meet new people, both cosplayers and celebrities and just average people. You have an impact on regular people that go by because you are talking to people and you are explaining what you are. You have no idea how many times people will walk up to me and go, hey, are you in the SWAT team? Is somebody in trouble here? Nope. Well, what's that emblem on your oh, you're a firefighter? Why do you dress like that? Nope. Try again. I don't know why, but people always seem to think that this is a fire emblem.
They must not recognize Resident Evil.
I don't know, but a lot of people who don't play Resident Evil, they're like, oh, is that you fire department? Yes, I'm a fireman, thank you.
That's why I have a gun.
I shoot the fire. I shoot it a lot.
Fire
I'm
on
going to
the
shoot
fire.
the fire until it is no longer burning.
Open fire on the fire.
Open fire on the fire. You can't fight fire with fire. Didn't you ever learn that as a child?
Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, you can. They call it back burns and stuff. Look, we're not talking about. I'm not a firefighter.
You can fight fire with fire.
We're not here to talk about that.
Stop science in us.
Yeah. God, why did we invite him up here?
Your mistake.
A death wish?
Anyway, groups. Finding groups. To find a group that you may be interested in can often be as simple as Google search. You can get online and, like I said, you'll find Google. You can type in, Star Wars cosplay group, Resident Evil cosplay group. We are littered across Facebook. Like, there are tons of different Resident Evil cosplay groups. There are great groups that you can join that can, like, flow you into other groups. There's a group here called the UUSD, which is the United States Umbrella Division. I'm on one of their, I guess, like, chair teams or something, I don't know. But we have, they have a group of people, and people will get in, and then every now and again in the big group message, I'll get a message that's like, yo, hey, Alex, you're down in Florida, right? Yeah, of course I am. What's up? And they're like, you the only one in Florida, or is there anybody else? There's Tampa Hive, too. Oh, okay, cool. We've got a guy that's somewhere down around Orlando. Well, tell him to send me a message. If he wants it, we'll bring him in. Oh, okay, cool. And who's in Virginia? Who's here? Who's there? Sometimes these guys end up creating their own Resident Evil groups. But what this really comes down to is there are people out there that are really willing to facilitate and funnel you into where you want to be. It's important to have all over the U.S. to find a major group that you can kind of filter through. And those don't exist for everybody. We're really lucky to have that on Facebook. that we can kind of catch people in the net if they want to join us, and go from there. Anime groups I'm not overly familiar with what's out there. I know that there's a few of them. Somebody told me at a panel I did a while ago that there's apparently like a really big ninja club for Naruto, and they're all over the place. And I thought that was pretty cool. It's like, all right, I watched like 6 episodes of Naruto, and it was the ones that had the guy with the giant sword.
Zabuza.
Yeah, he played with the water. But there's groups for everything. I know that there's Doctor Who groups out there. I know that I've seen several of them here, but furry groups that are out there that do the whole dog costume stuff. Sailor Moon is here in Jacksonville. There is a Sailor Moon group here in Jacksonville. Quite a few of them. And again, a Google search can be your best friend when it comes to I want to find a group. But now that we've talked about groups, let's talk about solo. One of the biggest things that solo cosplayers often have trouble with is finding stuff. As I said earlier, like the dynamic is that, Jay talked about that sounding board and getting the ability to talk to people and, getting the discounts and finding really cool things to get a hold of. Hey, where do I go to get this airsoft gun, or where can I buy patches from, or I really like your shirt, where do I go buy one? Those sort of things. But doing that solo, you don't always have somebody to ask, and there's lots of ways to do it. Of course, internet. I really kind of just defer internet as the usual answer nowadays. Internet. Because you can find most of the stuff on the web that you need, but to find specific things, one of the best things that prop builders, costume fabricators can go to is a really awesome website called the RPF, which is Replica Prop Forum. I use those guys all the time. They're awesome. They have tons of stuff, and you can get some of the best advice on how to make something on the web, including from people like Adam Savage from Mythbusters. He's a member of the group, and he has actually broken into people's threads and been like, no, don't build it that way, here, use this. And he'll give you like a step-by-step and talk to you about it. He's an average, everyday nerd like the rest of us. Yeah, he just wants to build stuff. He goes to Comic-Con every year and dresses up and does his disguise costume and walks around. So he does it all by himself. He also has a shop that I'm pretty sure if I walked into, I would cry and steal half of his tools if I could get a flatbed and a forklift in there, because he's got some of the coolest stuff ever. Finding other people inside of the, like this being a solo costumer, working on it, putting your heart and soul into your craft, working very diligently on putting something together, hoping that you're going to get the recognition and the excitement, or somebody else is going to be as excited about you doing it as they are, is it's a little different when you're doing it solo, because you're going out there and you're putting yourself out there trying to hope that somebody's going to pick up what you're putting down. And the group dynamic, you're getting that guy that's, come on, dude, you keep going, we got this, and they're patting you on the back and pushing you through and really making sure that you're doing it solo. You don't have the same motivations, but you can still find tons of people online that can really help you out. Again, the RPF tends to be my go-to place. If I can't find it there, I'll go to Google. There's several cosplay houses that produce costumes, that do the fabrics. IMDb, awesome. I've seen guys that are in the solo mode that'll just have an entire room of their house that's all photographs, like screen caps from movies and animes and whatever they're working on. It's like printed up and stuck on their wall. You think it's like one of those murder scenes from one of those TV shows where it's like, yes, and I'm gonna go from this guy to this guy. No, it's trying to figure out every little detail. IMFDB, which is the Internet Movie Firearms Database, which will tell you pretty much if you really want to get something right from a movie gun-wise, it'll tell you exactly who had it and what it was in and where it was from. That's a very helpful resource. I did solo cosplay for a very long time. I still do occasionally. I'm pretty sure that every time I do solo cosplay, I do something that is like based off of something else, and some group tries to get me in it. I did G.I. Joe for a while, and apparently there's a G.I. Joe group called The Finest. They're really great. I love them to death, actually. Spent a lot of time with them at DragonCon in down South Florida. But they, I did beach head, and I was all excited because I had a GI Joe. Suddenly they're like, "Hey, do you want to join our group?" I was like, "There's a group for this?" Ooh. No, thank you. I have too many groups already. Aliens. I have a Colonial Marine from Aliens. There's a group for that. There's an app for that. Stargate. Group for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you do Stargate. You do. What do you have any solo cosplays that you do? No, you just hang out with me.
I spend too much time on it.
Yeah, well, I did that for a long time. Now it's me time.
So, but it's actually solo
You do-
cosplays.
I was about to say, you do everything sci-fi. You've got a Crichton, right?
Yep. Crichton, Peacekeeper, Defiance, Eureka.
Oh, I love that shit.
Even cartoon stuff, Ben 10, Ron Possible, all over the place.
Oh, stop it.
Kim Possible?
Ron Stoppable, you mean? Is Kim Possible to
Ron
show?
Stoppable.
I never watched it.
And one of the bonuses though you're going to get from a solo cosplay is some of the groups have regulations for uniforms or some kind of costume
Canon
standards. 501st is notorious for that, for being canon. And if you're doing something, if you're just a solo cosplayer, you do what you want.
So
And make it your own, which is great.
the 501st got started when a couple of guys got hold of casts of the original Stormtrooper armor. They started running around, they started doing this stuff, and then basically George Lucas found out about it, and instead of being like, "Stop now," he went, "No, keep doing that. Thank you for the free publicity. You guys are awesome." Now this is a massive organization all around the world, but in order to be allowed to do that, they have to make it as movie accurate as humanly possible. You cannot defer. You have to follow the guidelines. You have to be this. And if you don't, they can tell you you can't be a part of it. And that can be one of the cons of joining a group, because you may want to do your own thing. This spawned a group called the Mandalorian Mercs. The Mandalorian Mercs decided that they didn't want to be as overly canon, and they said, "No, Boba Fett's really cool, but I want to paint my Boba Fett armor pink and rainbow, and I also want it to have cat ears." And they went, "Okay, sure, go on in. Hi, I'm Pete. I'm the guy with the Boba Fett that looks like a skeleton." And they're all friends. So the Mandalorian Mercs get this big boost from their own creativity and cosplay. That's how this group got started. I had done the 501st for a few years, and I wanted something a little less canon and a little more free-formed out of my own brain. I love Resident Evil. I always had. And I went, what if Resident Evil had its very own tactical team that nobody really knew about, and they were a bunch of drugged-up super soldiers? And then I made my costume, and I was really happy with it. And then other people were happy with it. And now I've got like 23 people that think that it's really cool, and they hang out with me on a regular basis. I'm pretty sure they just like the outfits. No. Yeah. Everybody wants to look BA. But when you find a group, you want to find out what you want to do with it. You want to find out, Doctor Who groups that are going to be out there. They want to put all the doctors together. I'm pretty sure that I don't know how stringent they are, but I'm sure that you couldn't be. I'm the doctor with the really long scarf, but I'm wearing the doctor with the really funny fez, and I've also got the really awesome jacket, and I'm wearing chucks and a bow tie, and I don't know how many doctors there are right now. I'm sorry.
And there's a celery by myself.
So I don't know how many and who they are, but yeah, those were all the iconic things I can remember from them. So
I'm not going to lie, you know more than I do.
all of those outfit pieces. 13? That's a very unlucky number. Maybe they'll finally be canceled. I should. But you get. I'm sure that they wouldn't allow you to really do that. I know that I spent a lot of time costuming, so as much as I don't know about Doctor Who, I probably know more about what they're wearing. I can sit down and be like, oh yeah, he's got Chuck Taylors and fez and a bow tie. This is the pattern. He had a World War II German U-boat captain's jacket. I just like the jacket. I can tell you all about that stuff. Other than that, I don't know anything about Doctor Who. You got anything you want to add to this?
You got anybody here that's in a group?
Is anybody in a group in there?
You're in a cosplay group, right? Yeah, you're with Ghostbusters, right?
Yep.
How do you like Ghostbusters? How did I drop the ball on that one? Yeah, Ghostbusters are all over the U.S. There's tons of groups, and Jacksonville just got another one, and we've hung out with them a few times. They're really fun guys. He attacked a guy that annoys me this morning with a ghost trap, and it made me happy because it was one of my own guys.
Was it Ryan?
No, it's Evan. We went after Evan with a ghost trap because he put on a microphone and sounded like a ghost. So I thought he was dead.
Sucked his soul into it.
Yep. Didn't have one in the first place. Star Trek. There's a big Star Trek group around here too. They're right next to us. 1701st.
I wasn't sure if they were a costume group or if they were
I think,
a fan group.
I'm not sure if they're a fan group or a costume group, but I think they do have fairly stringent guidelines to get into it. The big thing that comes with the costuming group thing is you often get pretty big guidelines that go with what you're wearing.
The Star Trek group also has references for prop builders. So.
Bam. So if anybody wants to do Star Trek stuff, check with them. They could probably help you build a phaser or a bat lift or any of the stuff that's hard to find or you don't know how to make. They can provide you. Steampunk, that's a fully customizable universe in your own head of awesomeness. And they usually are a lot of really fun people to hang out with. They're kind of what happens when goths find brown. And they put gears on things, but they don't really do anything. But they're fun, they're awesome, and it's all about your imagination. You can create stuff. I myself have a steampunk costume. I don't talk about it very often, because people look at me like I'm kind of dorky. And because I might have written an entire story about it. In my own head.
So you created your own original character.
I'm sorry guys, I'm sugarcoating this.
A lot of us do, though.
Yeah, that's nice. It helps you up for the day. You want to tack on anything? You guys want to open up some questions? You guys got any questions for us?
Yeah.
Throw
Comments?
things?
Concerns?
Make fun of my friend's face?
Shoot at him?
Yeah, so with the War and Evil groups, I see like Umbrella guys all the time, but you know, is there like groups of people who do like Stars members?
Awesome.
Very funny that you brought that up. One of our guys, Lake City guy that we were just talking about, has recently started kind of field testing a Stars group. The Jedi that was back there is one of his members.
I'm a member.
Yeah, he's going to be. And once I have everything nailed down with our stuff, I'll have the Stars uniform too. He's calling it the North Florida Stars.
North Florida Stars is going to be the name of the group. You can find them on Facebook. These are still our umbrella cards, but at some point it'll basically be our logo here and their logo on the other side, and then how to find both of them. We'll do a joint
Yeah,
thing.
it'll be like a sister group of ours.
They'll become a sister group.
If you are interested, grab one of our cards and
We'll get
call our
you in
Facebook page, and we'll get you in contact with them.
One of the big things that goes.
He'll be very excited about it.
I'm excited.
Because not everybody wants to wear black all day.
No, it's very hot. I don't want you guys to think about what I smell. I'm not even happy thinking about what I smell. One of the things that comes with us, like that our group does in particular, like you mentioned the Stars with you guys, is we get asked quite frequently if we have canon characters, you know, Jill Valentine's, Chris Redfield's, Leon Kennedy's. We do not. We actually don't allow that yet. But the view of it, as far as our organization has, is if somebody says, "I really want to do this, can you help me?" We will, at that point, go. Let us talk to our group about it and see about it, and then we will put it into position as long as we can make sure that the person is. Unfortunately, at that point, we have to get a little strict because you can't be like, "Oh yeah, I'm Chris Redfield, except I'm wearing blue today instead of green, even though he never wore blue, and I have this gigantic, massive sword because it's cooler." And then we're gonna go, no, because he never did that in the games. He kind of got us to that. I was also kind of like biceps everywhere. So, what do you do? Take steroids constantly.
that's what's great about a group like ours is we allow more of the customability, customizing stuff, and not really as strict. And we've got guidelines, of course, but that's what spawns other groups too. Once you no longer want to find those guidelines, start your own group.
And find it. One of the things that we've never actually had in our group that nobody's ever oddly enough asked to play is Wesker. You always think somebody wants to play Wesker. I take that back. One person wanted to play Wesker. She was like, "Can I do a Wesker crossplay?" And we're like, "You're like this tall." No.
I know who you're talking about.
And she's like, "But I want to make Wesker as a girl." And I was like, "That new. You can do Wesker-esque as a female and incorporate that into your character, but not Wesker unless it's Wesker. She's like, "Oh, cool, fair." So it's kind of where we go with that. Anybody else?
How do you guys suggest keeping, in large groups there tends to be tension between very many members. How do you guys keep the peace?
I have an answer for that. It's awesome.
He shoots them.
I shoot them. I have Nerf guns, and we just turn each other loose in the backyard every now and again. And if that doesn't solve it, we escalate to airsoft guns. And if that doesn't solve it, I get my real guns. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, one of the biggest things that comes with tension in an organization, there's never not going to be tension. As a matter of fact, the guy that used to be kind of my right hand, who is now in charge of basically costuming in the group once we set up the board, this guy and I are at each other's throats like 24/7. But he's also a really great guy and we're really good friends. So as long as we're not talking about 219th related stuff, it's usually like, "Hey buddy." But if we are talking about 219th related stuff, it's usually, "Shut up, your idea is stupid. I will hit you. Now. Go stand in front of my car."
And I mean, with me being the first actual chair for our board, really it's a matter of setting forth what your expectations are. If you're running the group yourself, or if you have a group of people running it, have those expectations already out there. This is what the expectation and goals for the group. And then just voice it. Say, look, this is not the direction that we really want to take the group. We need to work this out. And if you can't come to an amicable solution, then maybe at that point somebody needs to leave.
Yeah.
Because overall the goal that almost everybody has with a costume or cosplay group is, I want to dress up, I want to go to con, I want to have fun. And at that point, if it's not fun, it's almost not worth it. I mean, and that's kind of like one of my rules for life, period. If I no longer have fun with this, I'm not going to do it.
I was attached to 3 different groups over time, and each group I kind of came up with the concept that when this starts turning into a job, I'm going to leave, and I did. I was attached to a historical recreation organization in my early 20s. I was the chief safety officer for them. I basically ran all of their sword play and black powder work and explosives, and then it turned into a job, and I left. And then I joined the 501st, and then there were some subtle differences between me and some of my friends there. I left. And then I got this great idea, and I thought, never in the history of the world could me starting my own groups seem like it's going to be a job. What the hell was I thinking? I couldn't leave. Like, at that point, I had a duty to all of the people who had joined to stick around and to make sure that I provided the best possible product. And it is actually it is a product. I had to be able to provide the best possible product, and what word am I looking for?
I don't know.
What are we? We're a brand, we're a product, we're a group, we're a bunch of yahoos. I don't know.
Crazy nut jobs?
No, I escaped that wacko bit a while ago. I mean, there we go. I have to provide the best possible experience for these people in the safest possible intergroup relationship and workings. And we'll just go with that. It sounds awful, but it's the word I'm looking for that I guess more than corporate. Guys, you want to be able to provide these people with something that's fun and safe, and that they're going to continue to enjoy. You have to create the dynamics to be okay. And that word's going to haunt me forever. I'm totally sidetracked in my brain. It's so weird.
To give you kind of an inside look on our
environment?
we
yes,
do monthly
environment. That's the word I was looking for. You have to create a very good environment for these people that they want to continue to be a part of, that they want to continue to associate with, and if it becomes bad, toxic, or no fun at any point, they're going to leave. They will. You don't want people to leave your group, but sometimes they just get disinterested and they move away from it. So when I started this thing and it got too job-like, I was just like, I can do one of two things. I can either shut it down and walk away, I can toss it in the hands of somebody else and have my name attached to something that could potentially become forever tainted by a group of people who take it over and make it look really stupid and or bad, or I can truck on and hopefully get to a point where I have gotten to now with a group of people that really want to do this, and I can finally sit back, take a break, not worry about as much that I have to do, and do what I'm really good at. And if you guys haven't figured out what I'm really good at by now, it's talking.
But to touch on that, now that we've got to this point, that, we've got monthly meetings that we hold.
We do.
We do monthly meetings for the board and for the entire group. Our Facebook, our private Facebook page is constantly updated. Again, discussing everything. Everything we talk about in our board meetings.
We have a board page that
ends up going out to the group. And that way, we're constantly finding out from our group, what do you guys want? What do you want to do? What do you guys want to add to the group? What do you not want to add? And then we discuss that, we vote on it, and we take charge. So, I mean, if you've got a group that big that you're having a lot of turmoil in, structure.
That can honestly be a big thing to take away tension.
Which,
structure.
at that
If
point,
there's somebody
that's
over
kind
your
of turns
head.
your job.
Yeah, if there's somebody over your head, you have to listen to it. Jay's the chairman of the board now, and I'm the founder. And there's a lot of things that I still don't let him get away with, where I'll just be like, no, we're not doing that. I'm sorry, it's not how I designed this. And then there's times where he has to go, people kind of want to do this, and then I go, all right. And he reins me, and I rein him, and we really work together on a lot of stuff. But at the same time, it's very important to have the dichotomy that we have.
I mean, it's like I said, it is a job, but it's something that I enjoy doing. So, not a lot of people really enjoy leading. So, they do it because they have to. And then as soon as they have a scapegoat pushing them to their
Scapegoat.
Well, I mean, but like in his case, he had somebody that he trusted. They said, okay, I want to step back a little bit, do this one. Which is two totally different scenarios. But yeah, structure and open dialogue.
And for your turmoil, one of the things you really need to be prepared for if you're going to do this, and I can't stress this enough, this is probably the most important thing in the world. I've lost friends doing this. And it's honestly the thing that hits me the hardest in the heart about doing this. I have friends that I don't see anymore because I chose our group. They didn't. I still want to be there for him as much as he wants me to be. But at the same time, he chose, for all intents and purposes, his girlfriend. She and I had a little bit of a difference. Apparently she seemed to think that she created this organization and I stole it from her. Really weird, because I was pretty sure I started her about 3 years before I even knew her. But I always told him when this started taking off that I was going to pick the friends over the group, and that I would destroy this whole thing if it meant that I saved my friendship with him. And by the time he left for such stupid reasons that it was pretty clear that I needed to keep the group alive. And I moved forward with the group, and it sucked. Like, I don't talk to him at all. It hurts. I send him messages every now and again. He doesn't never answer. But I know that he's out there. I do a little bit of Facebook sometimes. But you have to be prepared. If you want to attempt this experiment in starting a group, you need to be prepared for what it can mean for you, your friendships, your family, your time, for what it's going to do to your wallet. It's difficult. It's not an easy task to undertake.
When you get a big enough group of people bouncing around ideas, you tend to want to throw money at it a lot easier.
You do, and the good thing about that is the bigger the group gets, the cheaper stuff gets. you know, like, at some point, in here, maybe like, oh, I totally want to upgrade this, and I've got 3 of them in my freaking closet, because I blew a whole bunch of money on it. Well, here, dude, I'll give it to you at a discounted price, or I'll just hand it over to you. And then he could be like, oh, well, I wanted to get rid of this. I was just looking for that. And, you know, stuff starts to change hands inside of the group and be cheaper and better off for everybody. But just be aware of what you're getting into if you attempt this. It's very much a social experiment, and I don't want to say futility because some days it feels like that, but then you see the good that you do. You know, like what Ryan told me I did for him is probably one of the best things in the world. It's the greatest feeling ever. I love that guy. I called him at 2 in the morning. I get drunk and I call him. We talk a lot. He is a great guy. And when I switched over to the board, he was like, I don't know if I want to stay with the group. And I went, well, why? He said, because you're always going to be my commanding officer, and I don't like the way that this is going to go. And I was like, dude, I'm still in charge. I'm still the captain. I just have a bunch of other people that get to make decisions that nobody can blame on me now. I like this. And he said, okay. And a few weeks later, he said, I kind of want to try doing something with stars related. Well, help me out. I gave him the same speech I just gave all y'all, dude. You gotta be aware of what it's gonna mean to you if you do this. He seems to be pretty eager for the undertaking. They're growing. So if you want to join, see us, because we'd love to have more heroes to hunt. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Any recommendations for Star Wars groups, Jedi related?
Rebel Legion's a lot of fun. They, nice guys. Again, very canon-based. North Florida Jedi Temple is really cool, great group of guys. They focus a lot on the choreography and sword fighting. I got the privilege to sit in on Will's panel the other day, their group, and one of the things that he brought up was really, really exciting to me, was he was discussing how they really try to bolster confidence. We try to do the same thing. Like, we have a lot of goals in common, but they do it a little more through like practice and, you know, self-reassurance and talking about this stuff and going through motions and studying and practicing and focusing very much on it, very much the way a Jedi would. It tends to really help with a lot of stuff. We're very much the same way. We're everybody's buddy. We're always patting each other on the back, telling each other to keep going and stuff like this. But Jedi Temple is cool. It depends on the amount of, you know, physical effort you want to put into it. If you want to actually go learn that stuff, or if you just want to dress as a Jedi and, you know, do the cool photos. In that case, I would say contact Rebel Legion. We are Recura Base. I think North Florida is called Recura Base. There's some good guys. I wish Mel was here. He could come. He is a Jedi with them. But it's a lot of fun. They're cool. I'd definitely go reach out to them. Anybody? Anybody? Questions? Comments? Food to throw? I'm hungry. Somebody throw food.
I was hoping you'd throw food at us.
You want candy?
I'm not a candy guy. Uh-oh.
It went under the table.
Did I get hit with a sandwich? That was...
Right there it is.
Really, bro? Sandwich?
What the heck?
It's not a sandwich.
Oh, I thought it went under the table. Like, I'm thinking the stage. What is this thing?
It's a taiyaki.
What is that?
It's like a reverse cupcake.
He doesn't like sweets.
The sweet stuff's inside instead of on top.
It's like a pancake filled with sweet stuff.
Oh my God, this
and
is
it's shaped like a fish.
I totally walked by this yesterday, and I saw the sign, and I got really, 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 really excited because I read Cajun teriyaki.
They're not there today.
And then I went,
I thought they were.
that's not Cajun teriyaki.
I walked by their booth and they weren't there.
That's Gaijin teriyaki. Oh man, I really want Cajun food.
It's moments like this that make it respond.
He's gonna be. I'm not gonna hear the end of this. I just admitted that in the panel, and he's gonna like
Anyone
take
else
that back to the
want
group and go, "This idiot thinks he said Cajun teriyaki."
Hey, it's on YouTube too now.
Right. The whole world can know about that. Somebody else talk for me. All right, go ahead.
What would you say is like the steps you would take if you were to like wanting to like form like a really serious group of your own?
Find other people out there first that
Be passionate.
Yeah, it's you gotta search the people out first. And be passionate about them.
Be passionate about something first.
Post.
Just pour your heart and soul into it. And at some point, somebody's going to see that you're pouring your heart and soul into it. And they're going to say, "Well, pour my heart and soul into it." And you're going to do it.
You can also post on social media about you want to be in this part of group or you want to start this type of group, and people flock to you.
You know, take a Facebook, something like that. Make a post. Hey guys, thinking about starting a group for this. Anybody else interested? And they'll do it. Jacksonville has some really cool groups. I think the Geek Alliance, is that one of them?
Yeah.
I always forget how they write it. And then there's Jacksonville Cosplayers. So they're two pretty good groups of people, but they're very, I guess you could say like open market kind of cosplay groups. So it's just like, here's what I am and look at it. But you can very much use one of those as a sounding board for, I'm interested in starting a group for blah. And then you'll get that, you can ask for questions and advice, and they'll help you boost your way up. It depends on what kind of a group you want to have too. Like, do you just want to have a comment thread kind of thing on Facebook where people just talk about
I was
stuff?
going for specifically like cosplay groups.
Right, and you want to actually start a cosplay group that you can attend conventions and stuff like that. Okay, so step one, open your wallet and pour it all on the ground, and then find out who you want to give that money to. No, find people that are like-minded and interested in what you're interested in. Is the first step. Be passionate about it. Figure out what you're passionate about. Put the maximum amount of effort that you can possibly put into building a quality product that people are going to see and relate to and be interested in. Develop a brand. So create what you want your brand to be. This is my brand right here. This is the 219th. This is our logo that we created that represents us and who we are as far as the Umbrella Corporation is and where we are inside of the Umbrella Corporation. Ghostbusters, you guys have your own no ghost symbol, don't you?
Yep.
They've got the North Florida Ghostbusters. So you generate a title, you generate that, you generate your brand and your logo, and then you create a group and you put it out there. And at that point, it becomes a little bit of a waiting game. And you wait for the fish to bite, and then you catch them as they come in. And it doesn't take as long as you think. People will start to be interested pretty quickly, and you'll make...
And one of the ways you can do that is looking for free events. You contact the organizers for free events. Like say a Mandarin Mini-Con.
Mm-hmm.
Say, hey, look, I know it's a free event. You know, I've got this group. This is what we're all
Can
about.
I please set up a table?
Can I set up a table? You know, stuff like that goes on. Like every once in a while, the public library has like little comic conventions.
Mm-hmm.
Contact whoever's organizer. Say, hey, I've got this group. We're
Get
a
a banner.
group that's based like this. You know, we want to be a part of it. Because at every one of those events, you're going to see tables for actual cons like WasabiCon, Jekyll Comic Con, and everything else. And that gets you seen by those other conventions.
And
so
then
they come up and see, oh, I love this. What are you guys doing such day? I want to see what you're doing on.
represent your group appropriately. It's a very important thing. You always want to be, you want to put, I guess you could say, a code of ethics out there. Be respectful. Have a good time. Don't have too good a time. That really goes into like brand representation, because when you create your group and when you create something like that from that point, you are creating a brand and you are essentially trying to sell it to somebody for them to join. So you really want them to be excited about it. But then again, you don't want them to be too excited and running around and screaming how they're a part of your group and punching people in the face and getting in trouble. Just worst case scenario.
And another big piece of advice that I can offer is don't forget who you are.
Never forget who you are.
At the end of the day, we're just a cosplay group. We're just a cosplay group. Conventions don't know us.
Yeah. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. But when I do, I make gold records.
I mean, I've already walked by Tom from this convention, the guy that runs this convention, 3 times this weekend, and said, "Hey, man, thank you for having us out here."
That's Uno.
And every time he looks at me like, "You guys have been here for
Yeah.
3, 4 years, and it's like, no.
Why are you thanking me?
Yeah,
You're always
thank you again. You've had us out here.
At the end of the
We
day,
want you back next year.
yeah, at the end of the day, I always make sure I walk past whichever con promoter or person is there and say, you're doing a great job. Can we help with anything? We offer ourselves, we kind of pimp ourselves out to be helpful at any kind of convention. Setups, teardowns, do you need anything here? Do you need anything there? Can we assist you in any way? Kind of thing. And shake a hand and tell them they did good. And holy cow, there goes a whole furry fest out that window.
Oh, good
I
God.
feel like
There's one of your guys' too.
I should have gone hunting just
Leave my love life.
This is when you wish you had your guns with
There's
you.
when their guns want to meet them. But you have these. You always want to present yourself in a